joined by Hellen Okello, who is Chairlady Women Action Group, which is a women's group that they train in helping survivors access medical, justice and psychological support. Hellen is with us here to share the side of the victim. Thank you so much, Hellen, for coming.
Okay, thank you. As she said, I'm Hellen from Women Action Network Mukuru. Women Action Network Mukuru was formed with women. It's a group of women who are volunteer to help the community. The Women Action Group formed this group because there was too much gender-based violence in the community. So we decided to form this group to help the survivors to overcome their challenges psychologically, physically, and even how they can walk the way.
All right, so Hellen, you work with women and girls in Mukuru slum.
Yes,
so let's just
yes.
start from there. Just tell us what you do with these girls and women from Mukuru slum.
Okay, Women Action, we do creating awareness in the community in terms of training women on how they can report cases of GBV, most source defilements, because we find that back there they didn't used to report the cases because they were afraid of being victimized. So we thought it wise to keep on training them, keep on creating awareness in the community so that when they find such cases, they know the steps to follow. So we are working with the women and girls in terms of giving them the support they need. For example, when one is defiled or when you find a survivor of defilement or GBV, we first of all do the medication part of it. We take them to the hospital or we liaise on how they can get the medications. After there, we come back and report the case to the police to get the OB number. From there is whereby we are going to we follow up the P3 form and legal justice. Yes.
All right. Is there a particular reason why you chose a slum area and particularly Mukuru slum?
I didn't choose slum area. Me, I'm a resident of Mukuru slum.
Okay.
So I live there. So I just decided to create this group because that is where I live, and remember I have children.
Yes.
So according to what I used to see happening in the community,
yes,
it really challenged me because I was thinking that if I don't do this, I have a child, I have a relative. So who is next?
yes.
So it touched me when I'm seeing young girls being defiled, women being battered, and there's nothing happening. If at all you can do something, but just a little. So it touched me, and then we decided with some women to form this group in order to help the community. So if I help the community, I'm going to help myself, my child, and even my relative.
Yes.
Because these cases, they don't give warnings.
Yes,
you don't know who will be next. Maybe your child, your relative child, even you can get involved.
Yes,
so that's why we decided to form this group.
All right, so in understanding gender-based violence, what are the key signs? And I just want you to tell us on both sides of the perpetrator, like what women or girls should look for, and like the warning signs, the flag, the ones that raise the red flag, and also at the same time those ones who have gone through the battering, the defilement. What are the signs as well?
Okay, the signs, as I may say, with the children, mostly I work with the children because they are the most ones who are survivors. So children's, you can just see when a child is just down, she's not talking. Sometimes she just crying all over. Or when you talk to the child, she's somehow trembling. So that's one of the way you can find when a child is maybe has been assaulted or something like that.
Yes.
So and another thing you find when you take a child, maybe a child meets a man, or she was assaulted with a man. When she sees a man, she's not comfortable.
Yeah.
She can either run or cry, something like that. So when you sense that, you need to come close to this child, try to talk to her, or him, because nowadays they are both.
Yeah.
So try to come close and talk to them, give them the support they need, first of all, assure them that whatever you're going to talk to them with them, it is private and confidential. Because you find that when someone is sexually assaulted or defilement, the perpetrator sometimes they give conditions. They threaten. They may tell the child, if you tell anybody, I'll kill you. Or I'll even kill your father, kill your mother. So you see the child, maybe the child love the mother so much, or the father. So she's just thinking, if I say my mother will be killed, I'll be killed. So just have to give them assurance that you are not going to tell anybody whatever you're going to share between you and him or her. So after that, the child may open up. She'll tell you one or two things she has undergone. So that's where you'll come to know and start the medication processes. And with the women, they normally report, because with them they can talk. You see, with the child, they are still the minor ones. So with the women, they talk. Or most cases, you find you just hear of a noise anyhow. So when you hear of a noise, what we do, we normally reach there and find what is going on. So, or you may find a woman is undergoing the GBV, and then she don't want to talk because maybe the man is the breadwinner. Maybe the woman from back there, she doesn't have anybody. The family and the father, the mother, they died. So you find that she's just depending fully on the man. So she may not talk, and you will find her somehow stressed, sort of. So that is where you'll find you'll come to realize that there's something wrong. So when you come close to this woman, you may share, and she may open up and tell you what is going on. All
right. So because we are saying that you offer them medication, justice, and psychological support, maybe as you're telling us in terms of justice, the legal part of it, how you help them, just tell us what are some of the signs of the perpetrators.
Okay, perpetrators, we don't know you may not see any sign of perpetrator, because perpetrator may be your father, your brother, even a neighbor who has been trying to be so nice to you. So we don't have a sign. So whatever we tell them is that to refrain from being with strangers. And also to children, when someone is so nice to them, they should think twice. Because you find when maybe a neighbor may be so nice to a child, he sends him to the shop, get this, bring this, keep the change, come for tea, you see. He becomes so close to the child. So that's whereby we tell the children not to be so close to strangers. And even be accepting gifts from the strangers. Because we find nowadays they used to putting some things to confuse the children. So we tell them not to accept any gift from a stranger.
It could be drugged,
because most of cases they drug them. They may give them maybe a soda with some drugs inside. When a child is asleep, she will not know anything going on. So we just tell them not to be accepting things from strangers. And even when someone is so nice to them, it is a sign of a warning. They should be careful.
All right. So as you're speaking to these women and children, you form basically support groups, right? How important are these support groups, and what gaps do they fill?
Okay, the support groups, I may start with the women's. They are important because with the women, you see, when a woman is just alone, she's thinking of many things, what she has been going through, the challenges, how she's being beaten every now and again. So when they are together, they find someone to share to. So as we know, a problem shared is a problem half solved. So when they are in that group, they share. Maybe the challenge I'm going through is maybe more than even yours. So when I share mine, you'll learn from mine, and then it will give you the support to go or to carry on with the life. Maybe mine was too much, and I did 1, 2, 3 things, and I overcome it. So when I share it, you'll get the morale to keep on moving with the life, or you get on how you will be solving yours. So the women, we normally have the groups, they meet, and we just do the group discussions and sharing. And also, you see, sometimes they do the table banking, because most of the women they don't have anything to put on the table. So when we are in that group, we do the table banking. we save a little, then we borrow in between them.
All right.
So when they borrow, they help themselves with that money.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, we have even situations whereby, you know, based on assumption is that when someone, when you experience gender-based violence in whatever form, then, you know, society tells you or asks you, why would you go back to the person if it's your husband or if it's your boyfriend or if it's, okay, well, if it's your parent, maybe you might not have a choice. But what makes women stick with the person, or even if they leave, they go back to the person?
Okay, most women have, what makes women to stick with the person who maybe is mistreating them, or it's because of they lack. They don't have any financial support. So you see, when a woman is just there, she doesn't have even any business, any money. So she's depending on this man 100%.
Yes.
So you see, in terms of paying the rent, food, clothing, and even the school fees for children. So that's why you find most of women, they are being beaten, being done very worst things, but they can't go. Why? Because they don't have anything to put on the table. The woman may ask you, for example, I had a case whereby a father defiled a child, and then this woman was trying to cover up for her husband.
Oh my God.
So I was asking myself, between the child and your husband, who is first? Because to me, I thought if he was a father to this child and he's defiling a child, to me that is not even any relative to me. Yeah, I'll do the necessary to make sure that the justice take the course. Because if he's my husband, if he really loves me, he will not go to an extent of defiling my child, because this child is mine and his. Why doing that? So when I asked this woman, she told me that now you want me to arrest my wife, my husband. And then this is the husband who has been giving us food, paying the rent, paying the school fees for this child. Now we can't do anything. But then I asked her, what do you mean? This is not even your husband now, because he has gone to an extent of defiling your child. Can you remember that? Can you see that? Can you put on these shoes which the child is now putting on? Think of if it were you, your father. Somebody is your father. Somebody who is supposed to be giving you the support, who is supposed to be protecting you, is the one now doing worse to you. So we find that most of women, they stick to these marriages, even if they are being tortured because of lack of support. They are not empowered. They don't have money. They don't have anywhere to turn to, anyone to turn to. So that's why the woman will not go out from this marriage, because she doesn't have money. She doesn't have anybody to give him or her support.
All right. Now, finally, because we see, of course, if it happens to the parents, then of course the children are affected. Then what impact does, or negative effect, of course, does gender-based violence or domestic abuse have on the youth?
Okay, to the youth, you see, when there is domestic violence in home, you see, maybe the mother and the father, they are quarreling all over.
Yes.
It affects the youth, because the youth are the children. Now, when the youth, when for example, a girl is from a home whereby the quarrels are all over, it may affect her psychologically, because she doesn't have anyone to turn to. She's seeing how the mother is being battered. And she's seeing how the mother is being struggling all over to make the ends meet. Now this girl will think of herself. She'll be saying, now, if this is what marriage is all over, I will not get married. I better stay single, because if my mom is undergoing all this, and this is what we call marriage, now I better not get married, you see. And the child will be tormented psychologically. She may be thinking all over again and again on how the mother is being battered, how the quarrels are all over in the house, you see. So you may find even this quarrel in the home makes the child to not to perform well in class. When maybe they quarrel all over, the child did not sleep, she did not even get the breakfast, you see. So the child will just be there in class, she will just be sleeping. And even you find some of the boys, they turn wild, because because with boys they don't talk, they just listen. Even if they heard something something hurting them, it is so difficult
They
for the
will be
boy
quiet.
to open up and talk.
Yes.
So the boy may see this, and he may be tortured psychologically. She just went into denial, and he will not talk. And from there you'll find a boy just all alone, or he'll just be so somehow wild. Yeah.
All right.
Because
do you have men coming as survivors?
yeah, we have men coming as survivors, because even women, we are not all that good. Yeah. When I say the men are battering women, even there are some men who are being battered by the women. But then you see, as I said before, the men, they are so difficult to open up, because you see they were being brought up in that world of behave like a boy.
Yes.
Don't cry. Boys
Take
are not
it like a man.
Yeah. You behave like a man. You're not supposed to be crying all over. You see, this is so bad.
Yes,
the men, they are just like women. The boys are just like the girls. So I think it is high time we change this style of telling the men not to cry, not to talk when something is bad. So you see, the men, they just go into denial, even if they are undergoing what sort of challenges or what, they will not talk. So nowadays, few they come out and they talk, and when they talk with us, we help everybody, even if it's a man or a woman or a child. We don't discriminate.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Hellen, for coming through and just sharing that with us. We do really appreciate. Yes, that was Hellen, for chairlady of Women Action Group. We do appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right. So we are going to take a short break, but we are going to take a short break once again with a piece from Faith. Of course, like I told you earlier, Faith, most of her pieces are for women empowerment and just trying to raise awareness on issues that women go through. This conversation, you can be part of it by sending in your text messages to 22162. Start with the word circuit. So Faith is just going to be coming in right now and sharing that with us.